Bună dimineața și bun găsit la BU. Sunt Sabina Iosub și vă invit să rămâneți alături de mine în următoarea jumătate de oră. Alături de mine aici în Parlamentul European este Andrei Novakov. Thank you so much for being with me today at BU Talk Show.
Thank you for having me again. My
And
pleasure.
welcome to Schengen.
Yes, what a joy.
Yeah.
This is something that makes sense for my work for the past 7-8 years. The fight against the queues on the border, the fight against restriction of free movement is finally over, and we Bulgarians and Romanians can celebrate this. Not only New Year, but a freedom that we gain.
I remember one discussion that we had some years ago when it was that rejection again in the European Council, and you were so furious, and you've said during this talk show, we should take down our borders. That scared everyone.
We're not scared, but it works.
Yeah.
Because I really believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
It's two sovereign countries deciding to remove the barriers. So come and stop us. That's it. We waited for 15 years. What else? And now the Berlin Wall falls for Bulgarian and Romanians. Yes, 30 years later, but we finally did it. And that will change fundamentally the way we live. There will be new cities around Danube. Vidin and Calafat will become one thing. It's like traveling between Strasbourg and Kiel here. People have a tram stop in France and tram stop in Germany, and they don't remember which side they go. It's one city. It's same will happen in Giurgiu and Russe and Silistra and Călăraș and Uriahovo and Beckett. And this is good. It means a lot for the business, tourists, restaurants, taxis, and finally we'll cherish, we will enjoy the freedom that people have here for the past 30 years, because the Schengen zone works for, I think, started 95, something like this, so more than 30 years.
So it's a historical moment for Romania and Bulgaria, and we should remember it like this.
It is. It was. It's something significant. It was purely Bulgarian and Romanian victory, because I was so sad. A few months ago, I spoke with a colleague from a neighboring country of Bulgaria and Romania, let's say. And I told to her, well, we're fighting for Schengen. We're fighting to stop these queues for 2 days on the border. She said, Schengen? Schengen is these things about the borders, right? Yes, Schengen is this thing about the borders. Schengen is the... She said, why you have to wait for 2 days there? I said, because there is a barrier, you know, stopping us. So people here don't understand that. They live so long with this that it's took it for granted. Far long ago. So we are starting to live a new life now. And I'm happy that I was on the right side of the history.
And I remember how we were looking at the numbers in terms of losing money every day with every hour that we were waiting in the queue and trying to do some commerce, actually.
Yes, it's 200 euros per day per truck. So then multiply this for 70,000 trucks in Bulgaria. I don't know how much there are in Romania, but definitely more. So we are talking about tens of millions a day losing for our economy, not to mention the priceless time that Bulgarian and Romanian drivers are not spending with their kids, with their family, because they have to wait in Hungary on the border or in Croatia.
I was remembering also that some products were not being put for export due to the fact that during the stay at the border, the products may alter and things may go wrong for that company. So we should look at also extension of some commerce in some other areas for some other products in Bulgaria and Romania also.
That makes our life miserable in so many ways. It's not only about the business. Of course, many types of goods are not capable of standing 3 days on the border. Or if you manage to have a fridge or something to maintain them in a good shape, then you have to pay for it. And not to mention that so many people left their jobs because they say, I'm not paid to stay on the border for 3 days with no food, no toilet, on minus 20 degrees outside, spending Christmas Eve there. There is no price that can pay my time there. So they just quit. And that happens many, many times in Bulgaria. So I predict that the effect that this step will have on our economy, it's beyond measurable, at least for the first few years. The Bulgarian Academy of Science, they make a calculation talking about roughly 1 billion a year in the GDP. I think it will be way more, because you cannot measure the willingness of both nations to travel, to discover something that was so close and at the same time so far. Because we don't know much about Romania, and you've been our neighbor for centuries, because there is always a river that is stopping us traveling. Even now, if you decide to go to Giurgiu, say, my God, there is at least 3 hours of waiting there on the bridge, and it's not pleasant wait. You know, you're not enjoying anything. There is a lot of trucks, everybody is nervous, cursing to each other. Which turn is for that guy, which turn is for that guy to pass over. There is a conflict on the border. And now I think we should talk about working on our infrastructure and develop our infrastructure, because we need more bridges, definitely. Now there is no excuse. And we can finance ourselves or with the EU funds, but we don't have excuses anymore. Same goes for Greece. The only land border that Greece has with the European Union is with Bulgaria, north. A lot of Romanians goes to Greece now. Can you imagine? No borders at all. From Constanța to Thessaloniki, you can travel. No traffic light. You can go freely. And this is something that people don't understand much. Do you know how many calls I received? They said, I don't believe in that. Truck drivers, they say, I will believe when I see it. I don't believe that I can start traveling to Romania without having a food for 3 days waiting on the border. I said, be sure, go, no problem. If there is some queues at the beginning, it will be because of the difficulty of synchronizing the way we travel, but not because there will be somebody on the barrier stopping and ask for your ID. People don't believe in that. They live so long. They've been lied so many times here in Brussels and in Strasbourg that they don't believe.
Should we forgive and forget what happened during so many years when we were kept outside Schengen?
Yes, yes.
Forgive and forget?
Yes, probably you're surprised by that, but in life...
That's why
I see that, I saw that. But in life and in politics, if you live in the past, nothing good will come from the future. Yes, it happens what it happens. We learn our lessons, but we have to look for the future and take the most advantage of our position now. To be angry and bitter and resentful and ask for revenge, it will not bring anything. Bulgarian and Romanian transport sectors are the best in Europe. I'm not exaggerating. They have the newest fleet, they have the best prices and the best services. They are like an athletes who are capable of doing a world record, and they have one leg tightened to the ground. That was the situation so far. From now on, they are free to conquer Europe. And I'm sure Bulgarian and Romanian companies will be soon one of the biggest in Europe in transport sector, because they are better. They're just better than French and then German ones. Sorry.
What are also the lessons learned?
First lesson is that we managed because we stood together. I saw that there were many attempts in different stages, depends of the conditions in our two countries, saying, well, if you probably decoupled from Romania, it will be better for you. And when the things changed in Bulgaria, went to a political crisis, it becomes vice versa, saying, well, probably Bulgaria is a burden for you. Maybe try alone. So we stay together, we win together. This is the first lesson. And the second one is we'll be respected in Brussels and Strasbourg as much as we are respecting each other. If we believe in ourselves, if we act like Europeans, if we demand what is granted for us by European law, then everybody will respect us. If we treat each other like a second-hand Europeans, we cannot ask for anything better here. So we're finally there, and we have to act and live like Europeans and start building our life the way in which millions of Romanians and millions of Bulgarians who live in Spain, in Italy, in Greece, in Germany, in France, will start seeing an improvement, and then probably say, I'm going back home.
Thank you so much for this discussion and for being so positive for so many years. Thank you.
Thank you so much.